But you know, at the same time, I think you really have to give them some credit. I thought, you know, Ryan Dzingel was just, I mean, he was fantastic. It was a great, I mean, that was definitely a goal scorer's goal, the first one. It was a great shot. A real nice play by, I mean, he had a tap in, but it was a real nice play. And then he made a tremendous play, I think, on their fourth goal. And he was, we didn't have an answer for him. I mean, trust me, you know how good he is. It's not like we didn't expect that, but he was tremendous, and we didn't have an answer. And I don't think we were, I don't think we were very smart with our, like, penalty-wise. It's not that we weren't undisciplined or out of control, but we didn't play a good enough, smart enough game. We put ourselves in positions to take penalties, which is, you know, I thought that was a big difference in the game. We weren't connecting on passes very well. I thought it seemed like we were getting a little frustrated, but I don't know why. It was I thought we had things coming together. I thought their third goal was really a turning point. We got it to 2-1, and we started. It seemed like we were settling down and started to make a couple plays after that goal, and you know, the third goal really set us back, I thought. Well, anytime, because I think you work very hard to cut it to 1, and you start to get momentum, and then with a goal like that, I'm sure it was one that PJ would want back. He played very well in areas, but that's certainly one he'd want back, and I thought that sort of took a little bit of wind out of our sails, which is shouldn't happen. It was a bad excuse, but the momentum definitely shifted there and went in their favor, and they were able to, you know, also able to get a fourth one after that. So there's no good reason for it. I hope not. I don't think we were hanging our heads. We certainly weren't clicking, that's for sure. And we took penalties again, not necessarily because we weren't undisciplined. Just we weren't good enough. We weren't putting ourselves in a good body position. We weren't moving our feet, and I don't think we were hanging our heads. So I mean, we talked about that right. I think when they got the 5-minute major, I think the play they made, and PJ stopped it, a tremendous save. That was as good puck moving, zipping the puck around as we've seen. Their power play is excellent. Some are one in the Big Ten. They certainly move it extremely well, and they got guys like Dzingel that can finish. They obviously, that's a big part of their game, and you look at us giving up 6 power play opportunities, including a 5-minute major. That certainly doesn't bode well for us. Well, yeah, I think his first one against, I believe, was a breakaway from Ryan Dzingel. So we weren't sharp, and I don't know why. We weren't really sharp in our positioning, if that makes sense. We did leave them out to dry a little bit, and they didn't. That wasn't the only breakaway they had, so it certainly wasn't. I think PJ made some very big saves. Yeah, so certainly by no means is it his fault. I didn't talk to him. What happened was actually it's too bad because on that play, Rocket's been really hot winning draws, and he got kicked out of an offensive zone faceoff, and we ended up losing the draw, and they flew the zone. And Dzingel came across the blue line and actually pulled Jensen with him, and so Jensen wasn't able to gap up well. So our gap wasn't great, but it was so. I think that the shot might have been, as Jensen tried to get back in the shooting lane, it might have been screened. I don't know. And I think I didn't talk to him about it, but I think that might have been a surprise that he couldn't find it through Jensen. I think that's being mentally tough, not necessarily being consistent. Like you're gonna have to perform at a top level, regardless of what happens, whether it's a bad call or a bad break, or I mean, you charge that one to us, but a bad play that resulted in a change of momentum. So I think you have to snap out of it quickly. I don't think it's a matter of consistency. I think it's a matter of mental toughness, and I don't think we responded as well as we have in the past. So in that aspect, I think we took a little bit of a step back tonight. I don't know why that is. It certainly looks that way, and I don't know why that is. I don't think we've played, well, to use your word, I don't think we've played 3 consistent periods against them yet, by far, and that would be something that would be nice to see from us. I don't know the reason for it. There isn't any excuse for it. I'm a little disappointed in it, but I think our players are as well. I think they know that we can do a lot better than we have. Yeah, we look at it as an opportunity to get better, and that's been our goal all along, to make sure we get better every single week, and we want it because of that. There isn't an end in sight. We want to be the best team we possibly can be going into the Big Ten tournament. So this is we certainly have improvements that we have to make from tonight. We want to correct those. We want to learn from them, and we want to get better on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. going in the tournament. So that's how we look at it. It's not a matter of, geez, going in the tournament, we have to get this momentum. We have to become as good a hockey team as we can, learn the lessons, and try to not only identify them, but learn them, absorb them, and to take the best game that we can into the Big Ten tournament. This wasn't I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought we would have come out a lot better than we did. We didn't. We've got another opportunity to play an excellent game, to have a strong performance. I think that's important that we do that. Well, I think in the mental toughness aspect, I think it was. And there was a couple other things, not necessarily as an X's and O's, but in habits that we didn't do well. And we weren't sharp with the puck. Like, I don't think we didn't play a very a smooth game. We seem to be fighting it, and it's not that, oh boy, we've got to practice, get out of that. But we did have some defensive habits that seemed to lack. And like I said before, I think the penalties in this case were not a matter of being undisciplined, but they were a matter of not being positionally sound and good. I mean, we have to move our feet, we have to be better positionally. I think we got what we deserved in some of those instances. So that has to improve. Yeah, I think it's a good reminder. He's in better condition. I mean, he's been fighting injuries all year, but this was by far, and you take away the goal, this was by far his best game that he played. I believe he had 8 shots on net. I thought I saw that. And he made plays. He was +1, had 8 shots on net. I thought he forechecked well. I thought he was checking with his stick well. I think he was getting shots on net. He was going to the net. He was doing a lot of things. This was by far Jonathan's best game that he's played since he's been here. Well, that's our plan. I mean, we certainly, where we are in our program in terms of our history, it's not like we're going to we're not going to say, hey, we're going to try to get the most skilled players in North America and try to play pond hockey against teams in the Big Ten. So that's pretty obvious, but it was part of the goal of ours to have a very tough team to play with and to play against, and some big bodies, and having him back moving. I thought it was certainly fun to watch. I thought that line actually generated a lot, and it's unfortunate they didn't have more to show for it, because I thought they really did generate a lot.